The Pantheon, the Colosseum, the Aqueduct, the Amphitheater, triumphant arcs.
Have you ever thought to yourself, how is Roman concrete still standing? Well, I sure have. And I'm here to tell you how. It was thought that ancient Roman concrete withstood nature for such a long time due to the seawater, which broke down chunks of volcanic ash, allowing new minerals to grow within the cracks formed, meaning the longer the concrete was in seawater, the stronger it would become. This is not completely false, as new minerals did appear after water broke down chunks of volcanic ash. However, from recent discoveries in the past month, we've come to learn the true reason behind the long-asked question of how it is still standing after over 2,000 years.
Roman concrete is known to be primarily composed of pozzolanic material, mostly volcanic ash from Polizia at the Bay of Naples, water, and lime.
Each component that ancient Romans used in their concrete had a specified job in the aiding of the reinforcement of strength.
For concrete to be able to withstand weathering and the test of time, it had to first break. The larger chunks of volcanic ash were believed to have been placed there to be purposely broken down by water eventually. When the volcanic ash breaks down, it creates cracks within the concrete that are built to fix themselves and become stronger. It was thought that the broken down ash is what formed minerals in these cracks, filling them in and building strength. However, that is not the case. The cracks were actually filled by an ingredient they once thought was added by mistake.
In pieces of Roman concrete that have been removed and examined, there's been many pieces of lime casts found. Lime casts are the result of a process called hot mixing. Hot mixing occurs when two of the primary ingredients are combined, water and lime, although not regular limestone, but a variant of lime called quicklime. When combined within the mortar mix, it creates a heated reaction which results in lime casts within the Romans' concrete. As of this month, it is now known that these lime casts are the true fountain of youth to the ancient concrete's self-healing abilities.
When the volcanic ash breaks down from weathering and creates cracks, water will then soak into them. That may be from rain or especially underwater structures. Once the water enters the concrete, the cracks are then filled and chemically repaired by the lime cast within.
These reactions happen instantaneously, preventing any further cracks from spreading and causing any real damage. When the water and lime casts interact, it releases the calcium within the lime casts and make a solution that is calcium saturated, which can repair the concrete in either of two ways.
The solution often recrystallizes into calcium carbonate, filling the cracks and leaving the concrete stronger than before. The other way is when that solution interacts with the broken down volcanic ash, which can further strengthen the cracks.
However, the lime cast created from hot mixing and water is the main factor to attribute the self-healing characteristic to. The fact that the main factor of strength and the ability for the concrete to harden underwater made the Roman concrete especially durable for bridges and other water structures, unlike that of our current concrete, which breaks down in around 50 years or as soon as under 10 years depending on external factors. In 79 AD, a Roman scientist called Pliny Elder wrote,
"As soon as it comes into contact with the waves of the sea and is submerged, it becomes a single stone mass, impregnable to the waves and every day stronger."
This was in reference to their ancient Roman concrete, and I believe that his statement has well proven its point over its 1,944 years, and it continues to stand as Roman concrete still does to this day.
Over time, the recipe for Roman concrete was lost, and as current age concrete came to light, it all went downhill. Current concrete is a mix about 7% to 15% cement, which is a mix of limestone, not quicklime, sand, and clay. The rest of the concrete is a combination of sand, gravel, and water.
There's a long way that we've traveled from then till now. However, that time has only made things worse. The one main key component that they missed, being hot mixing to create lime casts, was simply dismissed over the years, being thought it was only a byproduct of accidental combination in old, poor working conditions. Since the current concrete does not have the self-healing abilities, its life is shortened exponentially due to natural weathering that occurs.
In addition to the poor quality concrete, it forces constant repair and reconstruction. This also causes further larger problems environmentally, producing approximately 8% of global greenhouse gas emissions. Roman concrete was much safer as it did not require to be rebuilt, causing further emissions, and they used a chemical mixing process that did not require a kiln and heavy machinery to produce.
Although we may now know how to construct Roman concrete and make a longer-lasting, more environmentally friendly construction, there are still problems to take into account, seeing as though it's not the easiest thing to do.
Firstly, the expense alone is very high due to the more difficult to come by ingredients, like the specific type of volcanic ash which the Romans had a larger access to. It is difficult and expensive to obtain nowadays, but seeing as the current concrete has to be redone so often, I would think that the expensive material outweighs the expense of constant repairs and environmental impact.
There have been some studies dedicated to trying to find a substitute for volcanic ash that is less hard to come by, although it is still highly expensive. Secondly, there's a consideration of how switching to Roman concrete may impact economically. Without the requirement to constantly make and repair current concrete, there would be huge loss in jobs, which could be disastrous, leaving many jobless and out of pay. Although the thought of Roman concrete replacing our carbon dioxide polluting concrete sounds like an amazing prospect, There is yet to be any evidence of this occurring in our near future, yet it is now and will forever be a beautiful discovery.